What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Oh my God. You have got the Life Game Avengers in the building. We all black up in this piece today. Y'all have not seen such a hot talent of African American males since coming to America. We can't breathe. We legalizing black
Yeah.
and Black Lives Matters
Yes.
today.
Yes.
Fellas, how y'all doing today?
Man, I'm doing fantastic, man. I had a good weekend. I'm ready to talk some good television. I'm doing pretty good, and thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
No sweat. For those that don't know who this brother is, he's one of the best reviewers on YouTube. This is my folk Brandon. Just
Hello.
my reviews.
Yes.
Link will be in the video description. And y'all know who that brother is. That's the living legend Larry right there, trying to
Breathing
legalize
for all
being
of the
black.
brothers who can't breathe.
Yes.
And
breathing for all of us who can't breathe. Oh, no, that's brothers and sisters, you know. I'm still waiting for them dudes that killed Breonna to go ahead and get arrested.
For real,
exactly.
man.
What the hell is up with that, man? Can we not get that together?
Seriously. I can't move forward, until that's done.
Right. It don't make no sense. Nothing has happened with what's going on with Breonna Taylor, ladies and gentlemen. Keep that in your thoughts, your prayers, and in your mind. And keep that as something that we're going to take on the streets with us, because that girl needs justice as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got on tap today. We're talking The Chi. We're talking Lovecraft Country. That's why we had to bring in the experts to help us out, because that one is a complex story. We had to bring in the experts. So let me shout out to everybody, and we'll dive in. Cash Money, what's up, my friend? Futuristic Mike, I'm still waiting on you to join us, man, when power come back. Support Gaming, my family. Buzz always hitting me up. Marcus Bell, what's up? Olympia, Chris P.
703.
We've got them all in the house. And because I brought this man up here specifically to help us understand what is going on with Lovecraft Country, we'll start there. Larry, I'm going to give the floor to Brandon first. Brandon, give me a 2-minute overview of how you felt about last night's Lovecraft Country episode number 2.
Thought it was pretty good, especially the second time I saw it instead of the first. The first time it rubbed me the wrong way, but the second time things opened back up to me. But just like episode 1 ended, our boy Atticus Freeman, he has this lineage, this blood bond to, I think his name is Titus Braithwaite from,
Braithwaite.
Yep. Titus Braithwaite. He's trying to, find his proper birthright that was forgotten. And so he's just kind of on that adventure right there. And he kind of sees that he has some type of powers that his great-great-great-grandfather uncle left him, trying to power up and getting that Garden of Eden. But something went terribly wrong, and everything came crumbling down. So we just kind of left on another cliffhanger, like at the end of episode 1.
Yeah, man. Larry, your turn, big brother. What you think?
Man, I was loving it, man. That scene where they were making them see all kinds of stuff, and they were all dealing with their own sort of demons in there. It kind of gave you a little bit of I think a whole lot of foreshadowing to see what they're going to talk about later on. Like it looks like that Letty had probably been a victim of sexual assault at some point. And even though she loves and wants to get with Atticus, it looks like maybe she's afraid because of her past. It looks like Atticus had something going on with with that woman in Korea.
As a matter of fact,
there was something up with, huh?
To add to your point about the lady in Korea, that's who he was on the phone with last week.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. And it's also the same. Oh, go ahead.
No, go for it.
It's also the same woman. Y'all probably already said this. That was in episode 1 at the beginning that came down,
right,
with the green, the green skin, and of course, he was fighting her in the room, in his room, and she was in her army fatigued or whatever. So, I'm able to see what all that's about. Very curious.
I feel bad because in that vision that he had where they were making him trip out, he killed her. So I'm wondering what that's going to be all about. So. I don't know. It was a very interesting scene, the way they did it and had those people in there watching them as they're going through this. It was a trip. But I thought how his uncle just had the best response when he rolled up and he was like, "Yeah, this isn't real. You're dead." You know, and it was just it was almost like the people who put the spell out there. They were just like, "There's no way we're gonna get this old school brother. He's too smart for this." And so they just came out and said, "Yeah, so what? Why not let's just dance anyways? I'm here." You know,
right? Do you have any idea who that could be though? Is that like his old wife, old muse, or something like that? I couldn't put that together myself.
I think it must have been I must have been his wife before, because maybe he's a widow. Maybe he was a widower before he got married or something. I don't know.
That's what I thought. Previous wife. He knew it wasn't real, and I really hate that they let Uncle Freeman die, because Uncle Freeman had that knowledge. He was deep into the conspiracy theories. He had all those books. He had been reading about this stuff. Uncle Freeman is the reason Atticus kind of started gaining a little bit of his power in this episode, because he read the book that had all the dialogue and all the codes and textures for him to know that he can step up and take power from old boy that was just being bitched around by Olivia Pope.
Right.
Man, you know, so it was like, okay, now he understands that.
Right.
But Larry, can I say that Christina Braithwaite,
the blonde chick?
Yes, but
she was nothing to mess with. She's nice. I'll admit it. She was nice.
Boy, I love. Don't you like vanilla cupcakes? I do.
She was cool, man.
She was cool. I would still get with Letty. Because Dirty Smooth Letty, for whatever reason, has gone from cute to sexy in this show. I'm liking her in this show. She's always been cute. She moved over to sexy for this one.
Yeah, she did good. One of my favorite scenes was when Atticus and Uncle Freeman went to the watch. I'm going to call it the watchtower, the stone tower, where they had that racist ass sheriff with the German shepherds. All right. And they was looking for the dad, and she comes up about to shoot them. And then Letty just cold cocks her right in the forehead with that shovel. Boop.
Right.
Okay. Fellas, we got to tone it down real quick. We're going to have to bow down, say our happinesses, because look who has decided to join the conversation. It is the first lady of review.
I'm not toning anything down.
What up, y'all? I know Larry done said something crazy by now.
No, of course I did.
Ladies and gentlemen,
what's up?
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm in my bed for this one. I apologize. I'm just tired. I had to watch 2 kids today. I don't know how you do it. It's too much.
You good. You good, because I know what you mean with me just watching 1. So let alone have 2. You good. We're just glad to have you in the building.
Am I the only one that feels like I'm in a black version of the Brady Bunch?
No. Look, let me tell you something, Larry. I done told you what we are. These people have not seen a finer collection of black people on the same screen since Coming to America. I'm Eddie. I'm going to let you be Mr. Slow Go, Larry. And Brandon, you are Slow Glow.
So Glow. Okay, I'll be. What was his name? Eric something?
Eric LaSalle. You're Eric LaSalle.
I'll be Eric LaSalle.
Hey, we got that fine collection on this building. So, Sharonda, we're just following up on Lovecraft Country episode 2. I know you've seen it, but we would like to know what were your thoughts on that particular episode as we're roundtabling what we thought were the key points.
I really enjoyed the episode. It's really interesting because when I watched the episodes back to back, I actually thought that episode 2 was the weakest of the bunch. But actually watching it a couple of weeks after watching the first one, I actually enjoyed it a lot more watching it yesterday.
Same thing. I just said.
Yeah.
To me, it almost felt like a finale episode. I mean, like they packed a lot in that one episode, and I sat there and said to my wife, I was like, that felt like a finale almost.
Yeah. What's interesting to me is like the official synopsis was already concluded in the first episode. Like we was going into this thinking that Atticus was just going to be finding his missing father, and he's already done that. You know what I'm saying? And so everything coming now is just like a new surprise, like each episode. So I'm really loving it too.
I mean, if this was like this episode was that good that it felt like a finale, I can only imagine how good it's going to be moving forward.
Oh my
It's
God.
just gonna be crazy.
Yes.
It's just and I know some of you have already seen it, so boo-hoo. But
here we go.
I can't wait for y'all to see it. I
you
really
know, some of us peons haven't seen it yet.
no.
Yeah. Us folks in the bottom of the barrel, like me and Larry, we don't get special privileges from the Anglos that run Lovecraft Country. We just gotta wait our turn on the porch.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
I will say this though, man. I'm wondering if Uncle Freeman's not gonna stay dead because they were saying what's his name was gonna heal him, but it seems like Atticus has all those powers and more. He just needs to know how to use them. So maybe he'll end up being able. And I don't know because I could be wrong. Somebody already knows, but I'm thinking that he's not gonna stay dead. He might. But
we don't know. We don't know. I mean, and if you read the book, George didn't die in the book. So I don't know where. Like I said, I don't know where they're going with this because his character definitely survived in the book. So when it happened, I was like, "What? Uncle George? What happened?"
Yeah.
And you can't kill off Courtney B. Vance that soon. He's too big of an actor to get rid of that early.
This
okay,
is
but
true.
we thought they were gonna kill Sean Ben, and they killed him off on Game of Thrones.
That's true.
Well,
That's Game of Thrones, though.
Yeah, well, Game of Thrones was known for killing people off, though. They were just like, "Oh, you love that person? Cool."
It was Sean Ben's death that literally shook everyone, and you were just like, "Oh, so nobody's safe. Like nobody is safe from getting killed off."
Do you have a favorite character so far?
Who, me?
Favorite?
Do you have out of everybody? Do you have a favorite character so far? Mine is.
I go back and forth between Letty. I go back and forth between Atticus and Letty. I know it's probably I like Atticus just because I lust after him, and I know that's not a healthy.
Here we go.
Oh God.
My God.
Don't feel bad because I've looked at Letty a few times too. Especially in a few future episodes. But
yeah, I love her.
But Letty doesn't have no viper genitals.
Yeah. And I gotta be honest, those were kind of some of the things that weirded me out with the episode. I just kind of really wasn't feeling that right there. It made me a bit uncomfortable, just to be honest with you.
It was different because they had that in the pictures too. When they kept showing the pictures in the background, they had a guy. His privates was a daggone snake. I guess that was their parallel to the Garden of Eden, and the serpent had somehow or another correlated to Adam somehow, some way, and they was trying to merge the two as one.
Right.
It's going to be a barn burner, man. It is going to be a barn burner.
I kind of wish we would have saw what would have happened if he succeeded in his plan, like if he actually went through the Garden of Eden, or they didn't turn to dust. I still to this point, after seeing it twice, don't know what happened or like what went wrong. Why the whole building collapsed. If y'all can feel me,
Atticus went wrong. No, Atticus is what happened.
Now, I felt like it was because Titus Braithwaite, the slave, that I guess he had got pregnant, somehow or another got out of there and led Atticus to follow her, and that's what was the issue that made everything go wrong. Something to that effect. Sharonda, what you think?
Say that part again. My Wi-Fi is trash.
Do you remember when they was going through the whole trying to open the gate for Eden, and Titus Braithwaite's slave, who was pregnant, popped out, and Atticus was able to look at her. He tunnel visioned on her. She got out, and he followed her, and that created the whole downslide into everything. What do you think about that situation? Do you think that has something to do with why it all went wrong?
Oh, so, our ancestors were trying to save us, okay? They said, not today, Satan. We're going to save you guys. We're not going to let these white people prosper, okay? It's probably what happened the first time when Titus messed the house up and he died in that fire. But actually in the book, I'm so sorry. I keep saying, but girl, we talking about the show, not the book. But I'm just saying because it's in context. So don't kill me, okay?
And you good.
In the book, Caleb, who is Christina, they changed Christina to a woman for the show, which I think actually works better for motivations. But Caleb did it on purpose. Caleb knew that the spell wasn't going to work. So Caleb knew, let me say Christina. Christina knew that her father would die because they wouldn't have done the spell right in the first place. So it was really like this ploy by Christina to kill everybody off so she can just do what she wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they didn't have the spell right. I think that the ancestor definitely like intervened into messing up whatever they were about to do. Because when she messed up, she like pushed something into Atticus, which went to them and made them stone, and that's when everything started going to hell. So
I'm assuming that's who the black woman was that was looking kind of pregnant.
That was I think that was his great grandma. When George is telling the
one
story
that let him out of the house.
Yeah, when George was telling the story in the woods about how Dora, Atticus' mom, told him about how her ancestors escaped through these woods, he was like, I don't understand how she made it through these woods. I think that's what he was referencing when Titus got her pregnant. She ran away.
Because Letty did mention that, like, oh, you're something of a woman if you can run through these woods pregnant. Okay.
Yeah, that's what she was talking about. So does that mean that Christina Braithwaite is dead?
I don't think she's dead.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, man, I was about to be disappointed. I might not watch the show no more.
Hold up, you baited me into a spoiler.
Yeah, I didn't want to say nothing.
See?
I was like, don't answer it. You know what I'm saying?
We know. See, man.
Hey, I know how to put bait out there. I know how to put bait out there.
See, that's what happened when you talking to a whole group of black people. You get excited, you start feeling comfortable, you just start getting loose lips. Ooh,
man, that's not a big one though.
No, that ain't nothing. No,
she's not. She is not dead though. And you know, I'm very excited for you guys to see what happens next with her character. So
now I've got a question. Does anyone feel like Atticus's father was on the verge of killing Uncle Freeman when Uncle Freeman was threatening to tell the information he had about who was really Atticus's father? Does anyone get the feel that he was potentially going to kill him? Did you get that feel, Larry?
I feel like they had some beef. I was wondering if Uncle Freeman was Atticus's father.
Same here.
No, they confirmed that in the episode. Because remember, he told him, because he was like, hey, I don't care if you got a bullet in you. We settled that years ago. He's my son. So he confirmed that. And even when Dora appeared to him and she said, we can take our children. I said, Dora, children? You don't, hold up. I said, George, you only got one kid. What you mean children? So that was the other hint that Atticus is his child.
Right. Uncle Daddy. But what would be what's the point though? Like, and him and his dad don't even have a good relationship. You know what I mean? When he's coming there to save him, he has an attitude.
That goes back to, remember in the first episode when Atticus got on George and he was like, well, what happened when he put his hands on me? Like, you didn't ever come save me. And so that goes back to why he was like, that's my son. Like, we settled that I will do what I want with my son. You will not intervene. It kind of goes back to why he allowed the abuse to happen. And, I felt like that was kind of a way to keep, I don't know if it was a way to keep his dad off his back, that if his dad felt, actually, I can't go into that because that would be a spoiler. I will be leading you into spoiler territory, so I'm going to stop.
I'm about to go read this book this week.
You ain't the only one, man.
It's no point to read the book because they totally divert from the book. So after these 2 episodes, there's no point to read the book for real. I mean, you could read it for the fourth one. The fourth is no, actually the first few episodes follows, but they changed so much that I wouldn't say it's a point to read the book at this point.
So did you read the book like a long time ago or in preparation for the show?
In preparation.
Okay. I ain't mad at you.
Right?
Me neither.
Yeah, I like to read.
I also like how it was revealed that Letty has some abandonment issues as well. And I think that's kind of what, causes her behavior. And she's kind of like a party girl and things like that, saying that her mom was going out to do something, but would always come back with another man,
Yeah. She was supposed to be going to church or something and always came back with a man until one day she just didn't come back.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh?
I was like, what church is this? Let me know. Y'all getting down like this?
Oh my goodness. You know what? I just want to let you know we're gonna get the first lightning strike by God live on YouTube.
Oh my Lord! And we don't put them on the bottom, Larry.
We're just gonna see some smoke. It's gonna come through and just gonna see some smoke. What happened to Sharonda?
Oh my!
You
goodness.
know, let's see if Atticus will come save her.
Oh my goodness! So to just sum up what we've seen so far, do you guys feel like this has the potential to be an automatic classic from one season?
I think so.
Yeah.
So far, it seems like it.
Yeah.
What I'm curious to know is because I know that Jonathan Majors can work on homes. We saw him do it on the last Black Man in San Francisco. I want to know if he's gonna fix that big old mansion. You know, he was already fixing homes up.
I don't think he got nothing else to do with that mansion. He's done.
I mean, he's probably got nothing but time on his hands at this point. You know. And who's gonna be bothered? No one can get in. But I want to know what's gonna happen with those monsters since they killed off the people that were controlling them, except for what's her name, the little blue-eyed chick, you know,
Christina.
Yeah. What are they gonna do with all those monsters?
How about the part when she was delivering birth on the cow and she pulled out the monster?
Oh God, I forgot.
Oh yeah.
What was that about?
Like, somebody called Peter because this ain't right. How you got this creature coming out of the cow? I was like, oh, look at the cow. And I was like, oh girl, you gonna mess up that good blast? What you doing? And then the creature came out.
And she was all face in the creature, rubbing the creature, and in the world.
It didn't make no sense. Nobody else around her was weirded out. I mean, like, this is not a cow.
They were all happy.
They were supporting it.
Yeah, like, there you go. Good job. You know, I mean, it was weird. It was very cultish.
Now, can we talk about this? Let's talk about that sheriff one more time that had the canines. What was the point of her? Other than taking care of the watchtower, what was her significant role in this particular episode? To get knocked out by Liddy?
To be racist?
Yeah.
To be a racist. Yeah, pretty much. You know, just to remind us that there are monsters other than the ones in the woods. You know.
Well, all those white dudes was racist that was in the dining hall too. In essence.
Yeah, but that was a little different with them because they were all a member of this order. Then they had to listen to them. They were, even though they were racist, they were sort of subservient. You know, subordinates. And whereas this chick was just a straight up racist.
Right.
You know, she was just a monster. And when Letty put her down, I don't know if she killed her because she looked like she hit her straight in the head. She had that big gash in her head. I don't know if she killed her, but if she did, I mean, oh well.
Hey, that was one of my favorite parts. I enjoyed every second of that. Calling black folks monsters.
I just wish Letty had those glasses on that she had when she was walking into the diner so she could have dipped down and looked at her like, bitch, what? You know, and then put them back up and kept them. You know, she hit her upside the head with them shovels, dipped them down, said, say something. Oh, you can't because you're dead.
Oh, Lord have mercy. We done got a $20 super chat. Ladies and gentlemen. Sweet November, and when someone gives us a super chat, we always give them something funny to look at. And since she's never seen this one before, Larry, you know I'm gonna have to hit her with it. And Sweet November, we're not talking about you.
I'm gonna try to do a little poetry for y'all. It's an original piece written by me, Fly Guy. And I want to dedicate this piece to all you players and all you ladies out there. The name of this piece is called My Bitch Better Have My Money. My bitch better have my money. Through rain, sleet, or snow.
It was a Shakespeare.
My hoe better have my money.
I'm telling you, that boy's a genius. Tell it.
Not half,
Profit.
not some, but all my cash.
We appreciate you, Sweet November.
And for those of you that you better have my money, Lamont.
I got it for her, man. She said I better have her entertainment and a great cast, and that's what I got today.
I just want to ask you. I just want to ask, since I have Sharonda and B Avery with us, I just want to confirm one thing. I just want to make sure that we all know still that Killmonger is the rightful ruler of Wakanda. I just have to make sure that we
You're
all
never
know
gonna
it.
let this go, are you?
No,
I bet you Killmonger was one of the ancestors that was leading Atticus up out of there. You know?
I love
That's
it.
what it is.
Y'all know what he's looking for, so let me give
Right.
it to him. Damn it,
I'm
here
just
we
saying.
go.
Yeah, go ahead and burn all that.
My king, we cannot do that. It is our tradition.
When I tell you to do something, I mean that shit. Burn it all!
Man, do you know what I'm gonna burn? I'm gonna burn that. Because Larry, we're not showing that no more. I'm burning that. I'm burning that shit, Larry. We're through with Killmonger. We got to get rid of him, man.
The rightful ruler of Wakanda. See, I'm just saying. See, we were talking about birthright, so I was just staying on the same themes. We were talking about people and their rightful birthrights.
I'm with you, brother.
See,
okay.
Don't support him.
Right.
No.
Sharada knows she loves her some Killmonger.
Oh, Killmonger can get it, baby. Until he starts murdering black women. When he started killing black women, I said, "Honey, I don't."
So,
I was like, "You just killing our black women? What we doing with Killmonger?"
This next show we're going to talk about also has someone that Sharonda would give the panty draws to, and his name is Duda. She loves herself some Duda, ladies and gentlemen. And we've got to summarize that and come back and finish the conversation up because B. Avery hasn't seen much of the Shy. But to keep him in the conversation, we're going to summarize the Shy and then come back to something. So, Sharonda, we're going to give it to you first. Your thoughts, your feelings on the very last episode, season 3 of the Shy. I entitled it "Duda Wins Again."
I was disappointed in the finale. I felt like they should have just ended with episode 9, and I think that would have been a better finale.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I agree. That scene with Ronnie getting killed, that would have been perfect right there. Done.
Yeah, like that's all.
They could have. Yeah, the mayoral election, they could have moved that the week before.
Exactly, and made that the last episode. I think that the only thing I did like was they finally explained to us what the heck happened to Tiffany's baby from season 2, because we were all confused. Like, Tiffany, you was pregnant, and then we just never talked about the child again. But I was, you know what I was most disappointed about for the episode? I was very disappointed in how they handled Trigg's storyline. It made absolutely no sense.
No.
That all season to then be like, yeah, I'll go work for you. What? What?
He laid down so easy. It was like they built Trigg up like he was going to be this big opposing figure to Duda, as if he could step in and be like the new street king against Duda. And at the very end, he becomes self-servient like Mike Pence is to Donald Trump. I wasn't feeling that part either.
And the fact that he said he didn't want to go back to jail, and you do the main thing that's going to land you back in jail, and you're going to trust him that he's not going to turn you in, that made no sense. And it doesn't make sense for Duda. Hey, Daddy. But it doesn't make sense for him. Basically, he's not going to worry about who took my stuff out of the file cabinet, because I'm confused about that. You didn't come for Rose. You didn't come for Jake. You just, I don't understand. It don't make no sense.
Maybe this is the thing that gets me, right?
Go ahead.
So, and I know Sharon's going to talk bad about me because she's going to think I'm saying something, but
you going to say something about Amani?
It's not just about Amani, but here's the thing. We're talking about he's coming to Trigg to go run, was it the 63rd Street Mafia? You know, and to run this gang, this street gang. We know how gangs are. I know how gangs. I grew up in Los Angeles where, you know, right in the height of the whole Crips and Bloods thing. There's no way in Sam Hill they are going to allow a gay dude with a trans wife to lead their gang, they will kill this dude in a heartbeat. There's no way. There's no
Y'all
gang.
didn't even know she was trans.
What?
Y'all didn't even know Imani was trans until she said it in the next episode.
No, I knew she was trans. No, go back and check the receipts. I called her trans in the first episode. I was like, nah, that's a trans woman right there. I knew. I'm from LA. You gotta have that gaydar in full effect, otherwise you can get tricked.
And the sad thing is, I'm the one that brought it to his attention.
I knew it was happening. I didn't want to say it because I didn't want people to think I was being homophobic, but I was like, that's a trans dude. But my point still remains. The reality of it is there's no way they're going to let a gay dude with a trans wife run this gang, because all the rest of the gang would be like, no, this dude's a punk and we're going to kill him and take out the rest of their crew. That's just how it works.
He said he's not gay. She a woman.
Come on, man. You can say what you want, but if you're having sex with somebody that has a penis and you have a penis, you are gay.
She's trans.
She has a penis. She's a trans woman.
You can be fully transitioned.
She's not fully transitioned.
How you know that? You just said that.
Because when she was in the nightclub and Trick got upset with that dude, she said, you can't be upset with him and be okay with me. She was telling us who she is and what she is.
No, she was saying that he was being a hypocrite because that's still a part of her community. So even though
so she is part of the gay community. So they are part of the LGBT community, because you just said that he wasn't gay.
I said because he does not identify as gay, because he identifies Imani as a woman. And so because he identifies her as a woman, as she identifies herself, he ain't gay.
Oh, gosh.
I'm with it like this. We've got to have a set certain of facts.
And Rachel Dolezal isn't white.
Because Donald Trump doesn't identify himself as a racist. But I think all four of us can say he's a racist.
Right.
That's not the same, y'all. Y'all better stop playing with me.
Rachel Dolezal doesn't identify as white because she identifies as black. And that, I guess we are all supposed to be okay with that too.
Hold on,
That's true.
Come on, man. I get it. I get where we're going trying to be. I get where we're at. People pick their pronouns and all that, but there's still some straight logistics.
I'm confused.
Brandon's confused. This is me and Larry's normal argument of the day.
But it's a woman. No, it's a man that transitioned over to being a woman,
right?
That's currently sleeping with a biological male,
right?
But that's not considered gay because the man considered himself a woman.
Because
Brandon, when you say it like that, how does it sound?
Y'all are foolish. Okay,
when you
y'all
say
are
it like that,
be open-minded. Okay.
No, look.
I'm not saying anything's wrong with it.
Never heard me say anything against it. I'm all for.
Y'all just being difficult. Just go on with it. I'm not gonna argue. Y'all not gonna take my piece today. Go ahead.
I'm just trying to understand.
No. We are all for do what you want to do. We're happy. We want you to have your rights. But there are clear, defined definitions to everything. Because what's to keep me from telling someone I'm 7'2" and I'm 5'7"?
But if she is fully transitioned, then I don't understand what the problem is. If she got a cooch,
there's no problem.
What's the problem?
If that is the case, there is no problem. If that is the case. But what Larry is arguing is she hasn't fully transitioned yet.
And so that's where I'm at. So she has a penis, and they both have penises. They're sleeping together.
Penis.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
If I fully transition over to being a woman, but then I decide to date a male, I'm not gay.
Because you identify as a woman. No.
Okay.
So what if I transitioned? What if I transition to a woman, then I date a woman? Am I now gay?
Yeah, well, now
it's not just confusing to us.
No.
It's not just confusing to us.
No. I say yes, but I was gonna say, Kylie and Raggedy Mama. Caitlyn, she dates women, but she doesn't consider herself to be a lesbian.
See, See,
So
that's
what
what we're saying.
She say she's bi?
See, that's what we're saying. We need a
No,
concrete definition.
Y'all are trying to be difficult because it doesn't matter. They said in the show, okay, Trigg said that he sees Amani as a woman, and because he sees her as a woman and he is a man, then he is not gay because she is a woman. So y'all giving me all these hypotheticals and these extra situations to stress me out, to steal my joy, to make me not be a Christian today.
No.
I'm not having it.
No, nobody's doing that. We're just saying we want a clear.
Larry Peter Bay, what?
No.
Larry Peter Bay.
Me?
Yeah, Larry.
Larry,
I don't know. I don't know if you see it, Larry, but your background is turning from purple to red. You got to fix them lights, bro. It was purple. Now it's like a red haze going on behind you.
And just to be clear, anybody can live whatever life they want to live. I was just trying to get clarification.
Right. And that's all. That's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. Like I'm happy for you.
So let me ask you this: if you meet a guy and he says, "Oh yeah, you think he's a wonderful person, seems like he's a great dude. You guys are having fun, about ready to get it in." Then he tells you after you guys been dating for a few weeks and you made him do the whole 3-week wait till you smash deal, and then he tells you, "Oh yeah, I used to be a man. I used to be a woman and now I'm a man." You're okay with that? You're looking at it like, "Oh, you're just a regular old dude." You're okay with that?
I don't know what that peen do.
Does it matter?
That would matter for any. What? Yeah, it matter. What your peen doing? That matter if you was born a man. Like that's just general. But if my parents are watching right now, I don't have sex. I am abstinent. I am. Okay.
Oh my God! Wait a minute. After you just confessed your lust for the guy on Lovecraft Country, then you call Duda your daddy, and then you're gonna say if your parents are watching. Yes,
I can still lust after people. That don't mean I gotta bang them. I still lust after people.
Well, here's the thing. I don't have a problem with anybody and their sexual orientations or their sexual persuasions, as long as it's a consenting adults doing what they wanted. I have no problem with that. I don't want anybody to think that I'm some homophobic. I have no problem with it. Do you live your life and be free? But I do have some questions that never seem like they're fully answered about what is what, because there are some clear things. There are biological males, biological females, and there are associations for each. And just because you don't want to be associated with something doesn't mean that you're not that. If I can't go kill someone and say I'm not a murderer, I can't go and work as a doctor and say I want to be considered a lawyer.
Well, you might can in Trump's America. You might can in Trump's America. We've seen worse.
I can't go full Rachel Dolezal and say, "No, I'm not black, I'm white," and start checking Caucasian on my census form. I can't do that. I am what I am.
But was she not doing that though? And didn't nobody know until she told people? I'm just saying, y'all didn't even know the girl wasn't.
I knew. We knew on the first episode we saw her. I was like, "That's a dude."
Yeah, we knew. We knew.
No, I'm talking about Rachel. Since y'all want to put all these hypotheticals up in here, y'all didn't even know Rachel wasn't black. So what I'm saying is that is fine. Y'all can do your hypotheticals, but for the sake of this show, because Imani identifies herself as a woman and Trigg identifies as a man who is in love with a woman, then he's not gay because he said it, and that's his business.
By the way, Sharonda, you might can check your Cash App if it hasn't transitioned to PayPal because someone said they sent you something in it. But since that Cash App really ain't a Cash App because I don't call it a Cash App, I'm calling it PayPal. It might not be nothing in it.
Well, let me say this.
Sweet November just said.
Oh, thank you, Boo Thing.
Let me say this about people like someone like Trigg saying I don't identify as gay because I look at so and so as a woman or whatever. I think that this person is part of the reason why he's probably a sadistic killer that murders people without any second thought, is because he has all this pent up, aggression and anger and everything else, because he's not true to himself. If he was true to himself and just acknowledged that he's actually a gay man and he's with a trans person and he accepts his homosexuality, he'd probably be much happier as a human being and be a higher functioning human being by being just an out gay man. Instead, he's closeted and angry and vicious and taking it out on other people in the world. And
no, he's closeted. It's because of the conversation right here. It's because people want to assert their own ideals. Well, if she was biologically born a man, then she's gonna be a man in my book. And because people just don't want to accept people for how they accept themselves, then this is why he reacts the way that he does. This is why, as a black man, that he can't even process just going out with his woman without having to deal with the altercation like this, because this is how black men think. And the black community is so homophobic.
I have a problem with him being out with her.
Because of these
I have a problem with him being out with her.
But you won't even respect her to say that she is a woman the way that she identifies herself. That's the problem right there.
Woman, yeah.
There's so much. But she's a woman. She's a woman.
She's a trans woman.
But she's a woman. Because to be honest, a lot of these people did not know.
There is a difference. I would respect both, but there's still a difference.
This is the problem why I was even mad that it even came out that she was a trans woman, because all these people weren't even thinking that she was trans to begin with until it came out in the next episode that she was actually trans. Then everyone would be like, oh my God, what is Lena's agenda again? Yeah, everybody was just lusting after this girl in the whole episode prior. Then when you find out she's a trans woman, then all of a sudden it's a problem. I can't.
First of all, I have never said I had a problem with her. I've never even said that she wasn't attractive. I said before, attractive trans woman, still a trans woman. That's just the way it is. We are certain things. I am a cisgender, black male. That is what it is. I am what I am. I'm not running away from it or to it for that matter. I just am what I am. She is a trans woman. She is what she is. You don't get to pick. You can say what you want, but you only get to pick so much. You don't get to say, "Oh, I'm just a regular biological woman." You're a trans woman. You're not. You weren't born a certain way, just like I wasn't born. I can't go be transracial and say I think I want to be Hispanic now. And say, yeah, I'm going to go and I'm going to identify as Hispanic because I love the culture and I want to transition over there. And then say, well, you have to respect me as a Hispanic person because that's what I say I am. It's not reality.
We're going to table that discussion until I get someone from the LGBT community up here. Maybe it'll be even Lena Waithe, and then we can revisit this. Because
I respect trans people and I have no problem with them. I just think that there are certain things that are based in reality and certain things that are not. You don't just get to say, I'm going to be the same as every biological woman. No, you're not, because you're not. And that's what it is. Just like I can't go transition and say I'm going to be the same as everybody else because I'm not.
And there are some women that support the movement that are not all that thrilled about a trans woman coming and saying that they are a woman because they don't have a period the same way that some of the regular born biological women have a period. There are certain things that they don't go through biologically that some women, they don't want to hear that from them, but they are happy that they are doing what they're doing, is what we're saying.
But y'all are trying to mansplain to Imani. Like, if she sees herself as a woman, what is the problem? She sees herself as a woman. It's no point. I'm not gonna argue with y'all. I'm just gonna keep my peace. I'm gonna respect Imani and her wishes to identify her as a woman. Okay, because that's how
she says she's. I've said the same thing. She says she's a woman. I'm respecting her as such, but there is a. That's just one of those things that if someone
says she's a trans woman, she's a woman.
Yeah. For instance, do you? Now let me ask you this: If somebody is a trans woman or man for that matter, do you feel that they have, and let's say they fully transition, do you feel that they have an obligation to tell someone if they meet somebody on the street, at a nightclub, in a grocery store, wherever, do you feel that they have an obligation to tell that person that they have gotten involved with that they are trans?
I mean, I think that's a conversation you have a couple of days later, but I don't think it's an obligation to tell somebody that on a first date. No,
a couple days later, but do you feel that they have an obligation to tell them?
It's their business if they want to or not. I think that if you're wanting to pursue something serious with someone, you will want to be as candid as you want to be, because you will want that person to love you for who you are and the choices that you have made.
So do you think they're obligated to tell them?
I mean, I think that if they want to build a solid foundation and be honest and open with someone, I think you should always be truthful to your partners, no matter what it could be. It's so people who out here who got STDs that's smashing people. I think they obligated to tell people they got an STD, but they don't do it.
I'm not comparing trans people to STDs, so I'm not going there. So what I am
but you just compare being trans or being gay. You brought up racism. You brought up wanting to be a different culture or a different race. So why is it when I did the exact same thing that you just did about 10 minutes ago, now it's a problem?
Because being transracial is a closer equivalent to being transgendered.
No,
and so
you just
some people can look at it as not being a negative. I think some people can look at being transracial as not a negative thing, whereas I think everybody looks
Brandon, at me and you ain't gonna never talk again.
We sorry. You know what? Larry, I love you.
We're gonna do a show together, just me and you.
We always agree. We just gonna argue the whole time. This is all we gonna do.
Not all the time.
Me and Larry, we do this all the time. Okay, we sorry, y'all.
Okay, now, Brandon, do you know who Lala Anthony is?
I'm sorry.
I don't really.
What's your favorite flavor? Huh?
I'm not a dessert person. I don't get excited about ice cream like everybody does.
I was trying to find some common ground. I'm gonna go watch the RNC. I'm out.
Oh my Lord, and y'all believe that boy going to watch the RNC? You should really believe I'm 7 foot tall. But Brandon,
I like cookies and cream, but
I like lime sherbet, by the way. You know. But anyway,
all right, my computer died.
So before we get out of here, let's finish up with this. Is anybody sad that they didn't mention Dominique and what's going on with Emmett getting married to Tiff? They just dropped that whole. They didn't foreshadow what's going to happen next season. Did anybody felt like they should have done that in this last episode?
But why did we even have to get to that point? They try to make it seem like Dominique and Emmett getting married is this happy thing, and I'm just like, no, this is foolishness.
Tiff and Emmett.
Like, you're getting married based on a lie, and she just falling for it. And I like when the therapist was basically like, why are y'all trying to prove to us that you deserve to get married? If you want to get married, get married. But you trying to prove all this stuff, like, it's just not meant to be. And I just feel like them not telling him or giving him the counsel that he should have told Tiffany what happened with Dom, because obviously Dom was not happy that he was getting married. She definitely want to tap that again. She likes him. So it's going to be a problem. And then you should have told her. Every day, so you just working with temptation every day? You saw her booty. You ain't finna tell her no. He ain't gonna tell that girl no.
Now, do you feel like the mama had an obligation to say anything to Tiff?
No, because that's not her business. That's for him to tell her. That's none of her business. They ain't got nothing to do with me. That's what Emmett needs to tell Tiffany himself. So you would be comfortable if Tiff found out that the mama knew before the marriage and didn't say a word? First of all, that's her blood, okay? I ain't gotta tell you nothing. That's my son. His little racket behind needed to tell you, okay? No, I don't think it's not her place. It's not her place.
I'll tell you, the thing that made me feel bad was when Tiff was asking Emmett's mom, should I feel like this? Should I be this nervous or something? And she was like, I don't know. I've never been married. And I was like, whoo, you know? Right. Man.
I felt that. I mean, also too, okay, can y'all just tell me from a man's perspective about this?
Now you want to hear us as a man. A minute ago, we were mansplaining stuff. Now you're
y'all definitely were mansplaining. I still stand by that. But I just want to know, as a man, when he kept saying the reason why he wanted to marry Tiffany, this whole thing about loyalty came up. You just so loyal. And I'm just like, is that really a quality though? Because you're saying loyal as in you put up with all my stuff. You put up with me cheating on you time after time, getting other people pregnant, like doing all this crazy stuff to you.
Oh, that's kind of whack.
Yeah, I was just like,
I'll tell you what I think was going on in his mind. I think that when he slept with Dom, he didn't really want to. He did it because that is what he knows to do. And his, physically, he got caught up in the moment, but I don't think he wanted to do it. I think emotionally, he wanted to be faithful to Tiff, and he just fell short in that moment. So I think what his thought is that if I just have a real commitment with her, if I'm married to her, and I have that to hold on to, then I have a reason to say no. So when Dom comes up and tries to get with me, or when some other woman tries to get with me, I have the marriage I can hold on to and say, no, I can't do that. I'm married. When you're just dating, you don't necessarily have that to hold on to. And I think that's what his thought process was.
True. I mean, I can understand part of what you're saying, but that never works out properly. You start out, you hold out how you start out, and he's starting out very, very wrong. And for me, I think he smashed her with the intent of thinking it was just going to be sex, no emotion involved. And next thing you know, you look up, damn, they both like each other. That's what I mean, honestly, I thought he thought he was going to be able to smash her. It was just going to be sex, no emotions involved. Then when he went back to her and she acted like she wasn't interested, he started feeling some kind of way. Then we seen the daddy pop up, flirting with her. He felt some kind of way. And then we start seeing that she likes him too. So it's going to be a problem.
Here's going to be the interesting point.
Trying to smash the daddy to get back at him.
Here's what's going to be interesting is we're going to see her show up next season. She's going to be pregnant, except we're not going to know if it's going to be Image baby or Darnell's baby, and a DNA test isn't going to make it all that much clearer. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting too, because what happens if she shows up and she's pregnant, or she just shows up with a baby, and all of a sudden now Tiff is like, yo, congratulations. And she's like, yeah, congratulations. I need that child support. All
right, so let me
be a problem.
Let me finish this up so we can get Brandon back in this conversation. Boy, Brandon, I tell you, I've been eating my popcorn too, brother. Just sitting back, sipping on orange drink and eating popcorn. And boy, I was about to just take my headphones off.
Yeah.
It looks like she lost a little weight though, because before she was always looking like she was a cupcake away. These last couple episodes, she looked like she was a little bit more fit. She still looks soft, but she looked like a little bit more fit.
Why are you always on women's appearance? I ain't about to get into this with you.
I'm not.
You always diss black women who are thick, who are not a cupcake away. You did the same thing to Mercedes on P Valley. You said the same thing about her, and she said,
because
okay.
I didn't say anything bad about Mississippi.
The skinny black girl, okay.
Mississippi is not skinny. Mississippi has a little bit of everything.
She was black girl skinny. Stop it.
You're talking about black girl skinny. No, she's not black girl skinny. She's fit.
But Lala a cupcake away from being fat. Come on, y'all. Fit. You always do that.
Well, Sharonda, I would just like for you to know you have a super fan here who says, Sharonda, if I stumble on a thick, beautiful woman like you, even if I was married, I wouldn't be able to resist. Oh,
we gonna be respectful to marriage, okay? But I appreciate that.
Oh, I'm leaving that alone. I'm leaving that alone.
Be unfaithful. But
okay.
Leave that alone.
Let me tell you something. This live stream got really out of hand quick. I lost all control of the lasso. I lost the steering wheel. Man, the brakes done went off the damn bus. We almost off the bridge. Last question about the shot, then we moving on.
I'll tell you, Lamont, I'll tell you what we need. We need a little bell, like one of those round bells in between boxing rounds. Because we need some way to get Sharonda to stop, because she gets so out of control.
Man, anyway, look, okay. Sharonda, first question go to you, and then we're gonna finish this off.
I just couldn't help it, Sharonda.
Brandon, I had no idea, man. I had no idea. I had no idea.
Form against me shall prosper. You're not gonna steal my joy today, Larry. You're not gonna do it. I will let you.
I cannot get enough of her, man.
Yeah. So, Sharonda, if there's going to be a season 4 of The Chi, where would you like to see it go?
I just want stability, right? I just want everything to make sense. I think where season 3 went wrong is I think that they were just trying, I think they felt that in order to kind of overcome the departure of Jason Mitchell and also with Tiffany Boone, we got to be shocking. Like, we got to do something drastic. No, like, y'all had enough good stories. Like, I think one of the best storylines that they did have was Keisha's storyline for this season. And I think that's where the season was at its strongest when they focused on that, even though it did take a little bit too long to get to Keisha and what the heck happened to her. And then some of the things with when they found her, it just didn't match up medically. But I think that they just need to reroute themselves into these main characters. Make the boys funny. Like, I want more of the boys just being happy. I just want to see our young black men happy, having a good time.
Lena Waithe doesn't like young black men. That's why you're not going to see that. Every black male that's in there is a horrible human being just about.
No, they not. Papa not.
No, I mean, just the way she writes them. She writes them all tragically flawed to the point that you don't like them.
Well, I just want to see happiness for these young black men. I do want them to put some respect on. I want them to put some respect on Sonny because it just doesn't make. So how does Sonny just all of a sudden out of nowhere he couldn't afford the rent? It makes no sense. We don't see Sonny. There's no confrontation between Sonny and Emmett, and I thought that was just really dirty because that's why I never supported Emmett having this restaurant because you literally stole this man's dream. Who really tried to give you a better life by giving you a salary, benefits to take care of all your raggedy kids. I don't understand. I think that was just very disrespectful in how they handled the whole departure of Sonny, or to make it seem like he's not a character that we actually did care about. So I just want to see them respect the characters, respect the talent that they have on the show, and just really like hone in on the writing and just have it make sense. Like, don't just be introducing storylines and then nothing else happens, or you build a character like Trig up to do something that's not in his actual character to do, like going to work for Doodah. It just doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. So I just want them to stop trying to shock and do all of this stuff. And you can write diverse characters into the show. It just has to make sense. And when it comes off that you're checking a box instead of it actually just being woven so intricately into the plot with the other characters that you don't even think to question it. I just think they really need to get back to the basics of good storytelling, of good writing, and just really do right by this talented cast that they do have.
Well said. Larry, what would you like to see happen if there's a season 4 of The Chi? Good point, Sharonda.
To be honest with you, that's a difficult one because I'm not sure I want to see a season 4 of The Chi, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, when this season was over, I really felt like a sense of relief, like, good, it's done. And
wow.
I was not really, I wasn't left off thinking like, oh man, I wonder what they're going to do next season. I was really just sort of relieved, like it's finished, and hopefully, I'm not gonna say hopefully they don't bring it back. All these people need jobs and whatnot, so I'm happy for them if they get them. But if they bring it back, cool. If they don't, cool. Either way, if they do bring it back, I'll be honest with you, man. If it's the same old friggin' just crap where it's just every black male in there, every straight black male in there just has a really negative, fatal, tragic flaw that makes you not like them in a really terrible way, I'm not sure I'm going to watch it again because I'm just tired of seeing. I know Lena Waithe is a successful producer and writer in Hollywood, and I understand that she has an agenda that she wants to promote the women. She wants to promote the LGBT lifestyle, but you don't have to do that at the expense of your own black men. You just don't have to do it. And I'm tired of seeing it. We get enough of that bullshit from white Hollywood. If black Hollywood's going to do the same shit, I'm not going to support them. I'm just tired of seeing it.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that will conclude the Shy. Now we get me and Brandon back in the conversation. Brandon, this has nothing to do with movies and TV shows. This is strictly me and you, mano y mano, talking about the movie theaters, and we'll end this whole entire thing on this. New Mutants is coming out in theaters Friday. Are you going to a movie theater to see it?
Yes.
Oh, brother. It was nice knowing you.
I'm actually shocked. I'm shocked that Brandon going to the movie. Let me hear about this. Let me hear about this.
I think I am, but I'm to the point to where I will go, and if I'm not feeling the environment, I will turn around and walk away. Because it just depends on, because like another movie, the Tenet, you know, Christopher Nolan, John David Washington. I bought my theater tickets for next Tuesday because I want to see it in the theater. And you know, when you're reserving your seats, they had an extra little section so where like they were blocking off every 2 seats and just really separating and spreading people out. Like only like a fourth or a half of the theater was going to be filled. And so if it's something like that, I think I may do it if I'm on the back row or in the corner and I can honestly see that I'm a good 6 to 8 feet away from people. I think I may do it. But if not, if we're shoulder to shoulder, I do not mind going back to that ticket stand and be like, hey, get my refund back. You know, I don't want to do it. And so that's just kind of where I'm at right now. But I'm not 100% sold, but I'm leaning towards it.
Okay.
The problem with that is, Brand, is that they say it's supposed to be 6 to 8 feet with the mask on. I mean, when you have the mask, because people are going to eat popcorn, they're going to eat their junior mints, they're gonna drink their drinks, and they're going to have their mask off for that. And even today, when you just go out, if you need to go to the grocery store or the hardware store, you see people all the time. They're supposed to wear a face mask. So what do? They put it on, they pull it down underneath their nose. I just don't understand people like that. I honestly just don't see how they can make the movie theater experience safe. I honestly don't see how they can do it. I want to be back there. I just don't see how they can do it.
I know they can do it.
Yeah. I
went to the movies this weekend. I went to the movies on Friday.
How was it?
First of all, you don't have to get that way with me, Larry, okay? So I
don't want you to go out. I don't want you to go out as much as we trust. I want to see you thrive.
It was a long story. I was supposed to review this movie and the screener link expired. I thought it was going to be on VOD. It wasn't. It was a long story. That's the only reason I went. And I found a theater that I was the only person that was supposed to be in the theater. So I was like, okay, if I'm the only person, I'm okay with that. Keep my mask on, got my face shield, got my Clorox wipes with me. We Gucci, okay? So I get there, and then it's like this couple sitting in front. I was like, dang, I thought I was supposed to be the only person in here. But this is what had me heated, y'all. This is why I don't think movie theaters are safe right now. When I walked in, I will say I was at AMC, and all of the dispensers, they had a dispenser outside of every theater. So I didn't even have to use my thing of Clorox wipes. I used theirs. I wiped down my seat real good. Everything was fine. But then when I was watching my movie, they kick in and laugh. I'm like, hold up, your voice don't sound muffled. Like, you ain't got no mask on. I could tell by how they sound. They didn't have no mask on. So I was like, I'm trying to stand up and look, but it's dark and stuff. But I was like, you know what? This is not my business. They're not going to try to turn me into some angry Black woman today if I say something to them. So I'm going to wait for them to do their mask checks. Nobody came in to do mask checks. At the end of the movie, when the lights come on, they raggedy behinds ain't got no mask on. They weren't eating, they weren't doing nothing. So I go talk to the manager. I said, hey, like, what's good? Like, this day 2, y'all not crowded. It's 2:00 in the afternoon. Like, I don't even understand why it was a problem. It was only 4 people in the whole theater. So he was like, well, they're supposed to be doing mask checks. So this is my problem. When you have loopholes about people eating, oh, I had popcorn, so I can have my mask off. And probably after you finish eating, you're just going to leave your mask off because you now become accustomed to having your mask off to chew and smack on your popcorn. You're not going to put it back on until it's time to walk out of the theater. I think in order for movie theaters to be safe, there should be no concessions. If you're going to watch the movie, you go watch your movie. You don't bring no food. You don't bring any drink in there. You have to wear your mask at all times. There will be people with masks on, and then that's that. I just think that they need to hire security too. I don't think it should be on these workers to be enforcing these rules to these little raggedy, crazy people who don't want to wear masks.
And to make you feel better, hearing that from Sharonda is enough for me to change my mind. Because when I bought my ticket for Tenet, I'm literally on the back row in the corner, so nobody can get behind me. And I got 2 seats free to my left and 2 seats free to my right, and so that was the security blanket that I was using. But you do make a valid point about the concessions and them taking it off and not putting it back on. So I'm not trying to
do the right. So I made sure I was in the back row too, because I don't want nobody coughing on my neck or anything like that. But it's just there's no way for them to enforce people wearing masks. I'll go to a press screening, I'll go to the press screening of Tenet and watch it. But if there's no way that I could be in the theater where it's like less than 10 people in the theater, I can't do it.
And that is what I meant, Larry. I did mean a press screening for New Mutants. Because the behavior is just it's light years beyond just to sound obnoxious, but just normal people, I guess.
I feel you. I just don't want you guys to go to the movies and they're sitting there telling us, oh, we're gonna require everyone to wear a mask, because I see that now. I see you go. They have these signs say everyone's required to wear a mask to go into the store. You go into the store and then you go in there, you see people that have their mask pulled down on their chin, or they have it pulled underneath their nose. And all that.
Yeah.
It's like why even bother with the inconvenience of having a mask on your face if it's going to be pulled down under your nose? It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, you're not helping anybody else, And so, I mean, for me, like my AMC A-list membership, I'm about to cancel it because I don't want renewing it since they're opening up the theater in my area, and I have no intentions on going to the movie theater for the rest of this year. I'm not going to movie theaters until they have a real FDA approved vaccine, not this Russian cleared crap or this, other stuff coming from Djibouti or someplace that's that's been fast tracked through their stuff. People mixing up bleach and sriracha or something, just not doing that.
So you got Mike, the My Pillow guy, full recipe, huh? He done gave you the whole recipe to put together something that's supposed to work.
I don't know what I was supposed to
do. That dude, come on, that dude's a straight up felon. He's a crook. He comes off as just some angry old closeted dude. He's just weird, man. That dude's just weird. I don't like his vibe. Like his vibe.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I lost complete control of this bus. The wheels on this bus went round and round and landed us into the ocean, but we all know how to swim and we survived.
We were going to go off the rails as soon as Sharonda got in here.
Yeah, man. Big shout out to Brandon. Subscribe to his channel.
Yes.
Just My Opinion Reviews. Y'all know about the First Lady of Reviewing, Sharonda. Pay her weight. Subscribe to her channel. And y'all know about my rolling mate, the living legend Larry. Subscribe to his channel. Hell, don't even subscribe to me today because I lost control. I did. I don't need nobody subscribe to my ass today because I did not do my carry champion today. I lost all control. All pennants went out the window. Y'all subscribe to these other hot black YouTubers. Don't forget to like the video.
I just had to say thank you to everybody because my channel hit 25,000 subscribers early this morning.
That's right.
I want to say thanks to everybody out there who subscribe and support. I appreciate it very, very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, y'all continue to go and watch that man. He's not as crazy on his channel. When he comes to my channels, when he cut loose, ladies and gentlemen. This is how it started a year ago. When he get on my channel, he act like a pure nutcase, and then y'all go to his channel expecting it to be crazy. He's up there all professional, showing you his education and using 10-syllable words and stuff. So thank you for going to his channel, showing that brother some love. We greatly appreciate it. And until that next sexy as hell video, let me get out of here before my last wheel on this bus spins off. We'll see y'all Wednesday night.
Peace.